Hey, were you in my class in high school, Eric? I rushed into the hotel and bumped into her, someone who seemed to have been in my class. Wait a sec, Eric. You're just a high school grad, right? Can you even support your wife on that? You sure you're okay? She seemed to have no idea about my current situation and mocked me, a supposed customer. Honestly, I just wanted her to get on with her job since I was in a hurry. This hotel is a prestigious, upscale establishment frequented by the upper class. It's not really a place for high school grads like you. Grad or not, it doesn't matter. We have business at this hotel. Besides, it's not up to you to choose your guests. Well, it is. We do refuse service to low-class high school grads. It might be a once-in-a-lifetime splurge for you. Is that the manager's policy? Then my wife, who had been quiet until now, spoke up. She seemed even angrier than me, who had been ridiculed. Yes, it's the manager's policy to refuse service to anyone less than a high school graduate. Little did she know, saying this would be the start of her downfall, as she said it with a smirk. Please call the manager to the owner's suite right now. With that, she turned pale. I'm Eric. A few years ago, I married my wife, Katie. And right now, we're in quite a pickle. We're lost, just the two of us. We came to this region for work, but being our first time here, we ended up getting lost. This is troubling. You don't sound too troubled, but yeah, we're really in a bind. If we keep this up, we won't make it on time. We were supposed to get there right after leaving the station. Our destination is a famous, traditional upscale hotel in the area. At this rate, we won't make it on time for our appointment, just like my wife said. It's strange. Why can't we find it? My wife is frantically flipping through the map and searching on her cell phone. I look around too, but there don't seem to be any taxis. If I could find a landmark, maybe I could hail a cab with an app. Just as I thought that and took out my cell phone. I got it. The map was upside down. We were heading in the opposite direction. My wife exclaimed. Right, if we go the wrong way, we can never arrive. Shoot, were we both looking at the map upside down? Were we always this bad with directions? I've got no excuse. We were told it was a 10-minute walk from a major station, so we thought we'd find it easily, but it seems we're worse at directions than we thought. We exchanged a wry smile. Let's head back to the station. Yeah, we'd better take a taxi this time, so we don't get lost again. Sounds good. We smiled wryly and retraced our steps. Eric, let's play. Katie, what do you want to do? Katie and I, who lived next door to each other, started out as childhood friends. Morning, Eric. Morning, Katie. Let's go to school, and wanna hit the variety store on the way back. Sure, your birthday is this month, too. Maybe I'll buy you something. That's sweet, but I was planning to get you a birthday present too. Then let's both buy gifts. Yay, that's true. Both of you, detours are fine, but be careful, okay? Sure thing. Got it, Jesse? We were the same age and even shared a birth month. We went to school together, played together, shopped together. Not just with our moms and dads, but even our grandparents were close friends since we were born. Welcome back, Katie, Eric. I'm home, Mom. I'm back, and both of you have some snacks at home today. Okay, visiting each other's houses was a regular thing for us. Dave, let's play. Sure, what should we do? Tag. Come on, let me play too. We would eat snacks prepared by each other's moms and play with each other's dads, thinking of them as our own parents. Happy New Year, Ronald, Marie. Yes, Happy New Year. Here's a New Year's gift for you too, Eric. Yay. Let's go to the New Year's church service together, both of you. Sure, let's do that. Yay, that sounds good. Of course, this included our grandparents. We called each other's family members by their first name. Katie, you're really absent-minded. Eric, you're pretty laid back too. Oh, that's right. I found Katie's favorite sweets at the convenience store and bought them, so let's eat them together later. Really? When did you go? Remember, I stopped by the convenience store on the way. Oh, that time. I bought a drink I thought you'd like from the vending machine then. Let's have it with the sweets. We thought of each other as our best understanding friends, and I couldn't imagine life without Katie. Eric and Katie have a similar vibe. Do you think so? I'm not sure. I can't really tell. That's right. Maybe it's because you're always together. But you two really do seem well matched. Yeah, I can't even picture you two apart. Growing up in similar environments, people often said we had the same air about us. Being together was just natural for us. Ever since we were little. It was like being part of an extended family living in different houses. That's why I couldn't imagine anyone but her standing next to me. Katie, what's up? This might be out of the blue, but I can't see myself with anyone but you. So, will you go out with me? Really? Of course, I will. Phew, I'm glad. I thought you would, but I was still nervous. Indeed, you even sounded shaky, which is rare for you. So, I guess it was natural for us to think about marriage when we reached the right age. Katie. Yes, I want to be with you forever. So, will you marry me? Haha, your voice is shaking again. Of course, I will. Well, I was admittedly nervous during the proposal and confession, but that's how it's been. Katie and I together since we were babies. Even now, as a great supporter in my work, I'm really grateful to Katie. Then we went back to the station and took a taxi. When I hurriedly explained our situation to the taxi driver, he couldn't help but laugh. Eventually, we arrived at our destination, the traditional upscale hotel. No good, Eric. We've only got 10 minutes left. Yikes, let's hurry to the check-in. Yes, let's do that. We rushed to the reception. I'm Eric. Sorry for being so last minute. Can we get some quick assistance? Eric, are you the Eric from my high school class? I looked up at the sound of her voice. It's me, Marissa. We went to the same high school. Apparently, she was a classmate. From her uniform and name tag, it looked like she worked at the hotel. Oh, Marissa. Yeah, I think I remember you from school. A long time no see. So, is this Katie? Are you two still together? Are you, like, married or something? Well, that's surprising. She seemed to know about Katie too. Well, that makes sense if she was a high school classmate. But Marissa's loud laughter drew everyone's attention in the lobby. Feeling extremely uncomfortable, we both frowned. It's not something to laugh about so loudly. Just do your job, please. Come on, a little laugh is fine. It's not okay, we're kind of in a hurry here. She didn't seem interested in proceeding with the check-in. Marissa narrowed her eyes mischievously. Wait, Eric, you're just a high school grad, right? Can you really support your wife on that? Are you sure you're okay? Hey, that's rude. It's fine, Katie. I stopped Katie from protesting against Marissa's mocking tone. You can't argue, can you? High school grads are what? Janitors at best. Oh, or maybe construction workers. Either way, dirty and smelly. Marissa continued her rant. And she is laughing crudely. This hotel is a prestigious, upscale establishment frequented by the upper class. It's not really a place for high school grads like you. Grad or not, it doesn't matter. We have business at this hotel. Besides, it's not up to you to choose your guests. Well, it is. We do refuse service to low-class high school grads. It might be a once-in-a-lifetime splurge for you. Marissa, ignoring everything I said, kept smirking and trying to drive us away. Is that the manager's policy? At that point, Katie, who I had asked to stay quiet, spoke up. Yes, it's the manager's policy to refuse service to anyone less than a high school graduate. Please leave. Marissa responded to her calm question with a mocking tone. I knew Katie well. I silently observed her reaction. Well, if you grovel and agree to do as I say from now on, maybe I won't turn you away. Marissa said this, still smirking as usual. Ha ha ha. Huh, why are you suddenly laughing? Have you lost your mind? Whoops. I instinctively put my hand to my forehead as Katie burst into laughter. Marissa looked at us, clearly confused. Haha, really? You say the funniest things. Katie has a habit of laughing when she's angry. What do you mean? It's the truth. Truth. Okay, I'll make sure you understand what you've done. Katie's laughter suddenly stopped and she turned serious, causing Marissa to blurt out in a panic. Then Katie said coldly, "Oh, hello, this is Katie." Ignoring a flustered Marissa, Katie took out her cell phone and made a call. "Please ask the manager to come to the owner's suite right now. I'll be there shortly too." "Oh, manager, owner's suite." Marissa looked at Katie with a puzzled expression. "I guess I'm late in introducing myself. I'm Katie, the owner of this hotel. Nice to meet you." Katie smiled beautifully at Marissa. In fact, Katie's family owns a multitude of real estate properties and is a wealthy family. Even after marrying me, Katie helped with her family's business. Eventually, Katie became the owner of several hotels. "Eric, the hotel we're going to is this one, right?" "Jay, that's right." "Perfect. Perfect. My father recently entrusted me with another hotel as the owner, and it's this one. It's a good opportunity to do an inspection." Our visit was initially due to my work, but we planned to conduct a surprise inspection. Then we were led to the owner's suite. I'm terribly sorry for what happened. In the owner's suite, several men in suits and Marissa were apologizing. I heard about Marissa's rude behavior. I'm truly sorry. Among them was the manager, Ted. "Ted, is it true that your policy is to refuse guests who are high school graduates or less? If it is, how exactly were you planning to check that?" Katie questioned Ted sharply. "What? No, that can't be. Who said such a thing? That's not my intention at all." Ted was clearly shocked and flustered. Marissa, standing beside him, looked down with a pale face. "Are you letting the front desk staff decide who gets to stay?" No, that's absolutely not the case. But she definitely said that. You do realize the front desk is the first point of contact with our guests, right? Of course, I understand. You don't seem to understand. If this is how her staff behaves, it reflects poorly on the hotel. And as the manager, it's your responsibility to hire and train staff who don't cause discomfort to our guests. What do you think about that as a hotel staff member? I apologize. Katie lectured a pale-faced Ted. Ted seemed to have no choice but to keep apologizing. "Katie, that's enough. Stay out of this." I tried to calm her down, but ended up getting scolded myself. My interjection seemed to finally bring Ted's attention to my presence. Seeing me, he showed a look of surprise. "Oh, you aren't you Mr. Wilson?" And then, hurriedly approaching me. This caused Marissa, who had been looking down, to raise her head. "The press conference is about to start." That reminder brought back to mind the reason we came to this hotel. "Oh, shoot." I glanced at my watch and muttered. I was so captivated by Katie's fury that I had completely forgotten. I was supposed to attend a press conference being held at this hotel. I'm a professional chess player. I turned professional in high school and have been accumulating victories ever since, and now I was about to challenge for the title of master. Today was the day of the press conference. The matches are starting tomorrow. Oh no, if the hotel situation prevents Mr. Wilson from attending the press conference, Who knows what the media will write? We need to hurry and escort him to the venue right away. Ted and the others started panicking. We're not done talking yet. Just one person. Escort Eric to the venue. The rest of you, shall we have a nice long chat? Katie said this with a frighteningly beautiful smile. Yes, you there. Please show the way. Yes. Make sure you come back after showing him. Yes, ma'am. I was escorted out of the owner's suite by the chosen staff member. I headed for the venue, cheering in my heart. Hang in there, staff member. Eventually, I managed to arrive at the venue. The staff member who escorted me returned with teary eyes. Watching him go, I entered the venue where my opponent for this match, the esteemed Master Smith, was already glaring at me. Master Smith, a prominent figure in the chess world, holds the master title. He's also my mentor and the person I aspire to. I was looking forward to challenging him this time. Master Smith, who had been glaring, suddenly relaxed his expression. Eric, late again, he said with a laugh, and I smiled back. I was looking at the map upside down with my wife. Haha, you two are as clueless as ever. Embarrassed by my mentor's laughter, I scratched my head. Katie had also learned chess from Master Smith in the past. But she quit saying, "It's not fun because I always lose to Eric." Are you Eric? Yes, that's me. I'm an acquaintance of Pete. How about trying chess? Go, yeah, I'll give it a shot. Originally, Master Smith became my mentor through his old connection with Pete. You two still get along so well. Really, what a great mentor-mentee relationship. This match has caught the chess world's attention as a battle between mentor and mentee, hasn't it? The clash of similar minds. It's going to be exciting. The fact that Master Smith and I have a mentor-mentee relationship was well known, and the press conference proceeded in a relaxed manner. Fortunately, it ended successfully. Phew, glad that's over with. Haha, you're still so laid back, aren't you? Is that so? Master Smith said this while looking at me. But when it comes to the match, you transform into someone else. He sighed, saying this. I don't really understand it myself. Katie is the same, right? Master Smith said, somewhat exasperated, as I chuckled. Indeed, when it comes to business, Katie becomes a strict businesswoman. Normally more absent-minded than me, but as an owner like earlier, she has a stern side. Especially when she's angry. I imagine Katie is still giving someone a lecture right now. She was scary earlier, but also incredibly cool. During chess matches, your gaze sharpens and you demonstrate incredible concentration. Your style of chess is aggressive, always on the offensive. Well, I do often get that kind of feedback. That fluffy personality of yours comes up with moves that are unexpectedly tricky, honestly making it difficult to play against you. Master Smith, my mentor, commented like this. But, has he forgotten? It was none other than Master Smith who taught me this style of chess. My chess playing style is basically what I learned from him. I'm looking forward to tomorrow, he said, extending his hand. Yes, me too. I took his hand and shook it firmly. We exchanged a solid handshake. The Master Title matches are a best-of-7 series, touring hotels and inns nationwide. Each match lasts 8 hours, spanning over 2 days. Media like the sponsoring newspapers gather, but despite being professional matches, they generally don't attract much public attention. That's probably why Marissa didn't know I was a professional chess player. Since I was young, I was acknowledged by my mentor, Master Smith, for having a good sense for the game and received his guidance. Pete was right. You have a good sense, Eric. Would you become my official disciple? Will that make me better? Yes, with your potential, you'll improve rapidly. I thought so. Eric would definitely become John's favorite, Pete had said. It was a connection made through him. I improved quickly, but it took several attempts before passing the professional exams in middle and high school. I attended local public schools and was so absorbed in chess that my academic and sports performance were mediocre. I guess I was a rather unnoticeable student. I used to target you for bullying because you were so unimpressive back then. Really? Eric, you're so natural. Maybe you didn't even notice the bullying because of that. When I reunited with Katie, Marissa was also there. Hey, you, the gloomy one. You're dark but can't even study well. What's that about? What, you guys? Eric isn't so free to bother with you. Huh? Thinking back, there was indeed a group that often bothered me. But truly, at that time, I was only concerned with chess and the support I received from Katie, so I didn't notice it at all. It was most annoyed that you ignored us. I wasn't ignoring them on purpose. They were simply not on my radar. According to Marissa's story. Hey, I heard Eric hasn't decided on his future path yet. Really? Even though he's a senior? Almost everyone's going to college and have secured a place. Eric is just different, right? In high school, where most students were focused on advancing to college, my undecided path seemed out of place. Katie, listen. I finally passed a pro exam. Really? That's great. You've been working hard, Eric. Yes, and there's something else I want to tell you. Meanwhile, I passed a pro exam in my senior year of high school. I became a professional chess player, but most of my classmates were unaware of this fact and remembered only that I didn't pursue further studies. It makes sense they didn't know, as I didn't really tell anyone but Katie. By the way, it was around that time that I confessed to Katie and we officially started dating. I wanted to apologize, and I'm sorry, but can we stop this now? I have an important match coming up. Please don't involve me in this. I see. Marissa, I'm ordering you to undergo retraining. Also, you are to be under suspension for a while. Make sure you don't show your face around us. Understood. It seemed like Marissa had backed down for the moment, though it was as if none of this had happened. The next day, after the first day of the match ended and I was about to return to my room. The next move should be, no, that would be counted. Then maybe, Eric. Marissa. On my way, I ran into Marissa, who was supposed to be under suspension. I really wanted to apologize. Maybe we could go for dinner later. I'm busy right now. Just leave me alone. I replied casually, my mind completely occupied with chess. Master Smith is indeed strong. I need to focus for tomorrow's match. I didn't know you were a professional chess player. Is the Master Tournament a big deal? You're amazing, Eric. I always knew you were different from others. I've actually liked you since we were young, you know. That's why I was mean to you back then. Hey, are you even listening to me? Hello. When I was distracted by thoughts of chess, Marissa grabbed my arm. Could you let go, please? Stop it. Katie intervened. She made Marissa let go of my arm, stepping between me and Marissa. Oh, Marissa seemed momentarily intimidated by Katie's presence. Don't interfere, she quickly snapped back in anger. You're the one interfering. This is an important time. Weren't you supposed to be under suspension? Weren't you told not to show your face? Can you understand that? That doesn't matter. Besides, professional chess players earn a lot, right? You're just after his money, aren't you? Katie clearly looked exasperated by Marissa's provocation. Are you serious? I am the owner here. I earn my own money. Katie said this emphatically and deliberately to Marissa. Then give him up to me. What? Both Katie and I involuntarily expressed our confusion at her incomprehensible words. Absolutely not. What do you even like about Eric? How many things can you list? Well, I've been watching Eric since we were little. I love everything about him, the good and the bad. Even if he becomes penniless, bald, or fat in the future, No matter what happens, I will always love him. Marissa sounded slightly taken aback by Katie's intense declaration. Meanwhile, I felt my whole body warming up. Katie, I'm happy, but that's embarrassing, you know. My face was probably beet red at that moment. Cough. I have an important wife, so I can't even think of being with someone else. I've only ever thought of Katie. I can't imagine anyone but her by my side. She is the only one for me. No matter what happens in the future, I'll always love only her. Hey, you two. I said this, looking straight at Marissa. Stupid couple. Perfect for each other, you idiots. Marissa threw out these words and stormed off. Left alone, all we could do was laugh together with our faces still red. Shall we head to our room then? Yeah. The first match of the Master Tournament ended with Master Smith's victory. Honestly, it was very frustrating. But it's not over yet. With that thought, I switched my mindset. Mr. Wilson, I'm truly sorry for what happened. At checkout, Manager Ted came to see us off. He apologized deeply once again. Marissa resigned from her job today. Oh, I only asked for her suspension, not for her to be fired. It was her own decision. According to Ted, that stupid couple, I can never win against Katie. I just want to forget everything. Please let me resign. Marissa had said. Listen, the quality of the employees is determined by your management as the manager. Make sure you properly re-educate your staff. Yes, ma'am. Katie firmly reminded Ted with a slightly intimidating smile. I'll come for an inspection again soon. With those words from Katie, we set off on our way home. Quite an eventful trip, huh? I reflected on the trip. I never expected to be involved in such trouble the day before the match. It was quite intense, I chuckled to myself. However, I got to see my wife acting cool as a business owner. And heard words of love too. It was a worthwhile trip. Now, I need to win the next match and show my best. A week later. Good job. Thank you. I had just finished the Master Tournament. Thanks to being able to focus well after the match with Master Smith, I think I performed quite well. Tomorrow, our parents want to celebrate for you. Really, it's going to be a big gathering again. Yes. Both our dads took time off work just to watch the Master Tournament and got scolded by our moms. I can imagine. I bet they're eagerly waiting for us to come back now. Maybe. We both laughed, thinking about our parents. How about we go on a trip after things settle down? That sounds good. Actually, I was planning to visit that hotel again for an inspection. Last time was for me, so next time I'll adjust to your schedule. Thank you. And by the way, I was really happy about those words of love you said then. Oh, stop, I was happy too, about the words you said that time. We both turned red again. Even though we've been together for so long, this is something we just can't get used to. It's really scary how both the owner and her father are so intimidating. Was Pete also a scary person? Jess, I've been patronizing this hotel since her father's time. He was kind too, but very strict about business. I saw a glimpse of her father in her that time. Just like Pete, You also become like that during chess matches. It's something I often hear. Well, for me, Pete is like another dad. Is that so? Eric, what are you talking about with Ted? Just discussing things about you and Pete. I see. By the way, Marissa apparently had a tough time after leaving that hotel. She couldn't find employment at other hotels because the rumors had spread. In addition to that, she approached various men who seemed to have good incomes, only to be shunned, and ultimately got deceived by a bad man, ending up in debt. Now, she's struggling with a busy life, juggling jobs she once looked down upon, like cleaning and construction work. After a while, a former classmate told me about Marissa's situation. Eventually, she reached out to her old classmates for help and then disappeared from sight. Katie. What? Please stay with me forever. Of course, even after we become grandparents, we'll always be together. We held each other's hands and made a promise for the future. A few years later, we became parents to 2 children. Our son has been studying hard since he was little, intending to take over Katie's role, and our daughter is fascinated by chess, saying she wants to become a player and play against me. Master Smith is also enthusiastically teaching her, hoping she'll surpass me. Watching them, Katie and I smiled at each other. I've received so much support from you. Thank you, Katie, truly. I should be the one thanking you, Eric. Seeing you work hard made me want to do my best too. I'm so glad to have you. Oh, me too. I'm really glad to have you. I've loved you in the past, now, and will continue to do so in the future. Me too. Mom and Dad are being lovey-dovey again. Teased by our children, we both turned red. You both will definitely find someone you'll want to be with forever. Support each other and stay close. Okay, I want to continue being close to my dear Katie. Of course, together with our children.